Hello, everyone. It's Yogi here. You know what just happened? I started the stream and realized my microphone wasn't even plugged in. Seriously, we're professionals here. I know. I thought I got everything sorted and realized no microphone. So here we are. Thank you for joining me today. You know, it's live, it's not dynamic, it's real time. So, welcome. Okay, it's all good. Let me know if you can hear me, okay? So, today I'm working on this piece. Some of you probably have never seen me working on this piece before. It's Aimee Stewart. It's Aimee Stewart, and this piece is called Vintage Baker. And the last time I worked on this piece, I want to say maybe a couple of months ago. And the reason I have not worked on this piece for a little bit, not because I didn't want to work on it. Something happened to my saga pattern there. I think I deleted it by accident. So in order to work on it, I literally have to mark all these stitches and all over again. So I was thinking every time I thought about working on this piece, I just went, oh, maybe next time. So this is the only reason, but I love it. And if you've never seen this pattern before, let me show you the markup there, okay? Here. It's like, mom's kitchen or whatever it is, grandmom's kitchen. And it's got all the accessories and goodies and a very, very large cherry pie right there. And it is large proportionally to the entire piece. It's a big pie there. And the rolling pin as well is just so retro. I just love it. So I can't remember when I got this pattern, maybe about 2 years ago, something like that, in the middle of COVID anyway. So yes, little by little, I'm sort of moving forward. Hopefully now I picked up the sort of updated my pattern a little bit on the app. I'm able to, oh, good. You can hear me. I'm happy. Okay, yogi's professional 95% of the time. Today's that 5%, okay? Bear with me. We've got sound. That's really good. So here we go. And I want to show you my app here. So if you just look at my fabric, you can only see a small portion of what I'm working on. Here you are, this huge cherry pie right there. But I have been working all the way to the right there. Can you see that? Not bad, is it? So this is one of the pieces I have worked, relatively extensively. So I've been kind of moving across the top there in no particular shape or method, really. I've been pretty much mini cross-country with this piece most of the time. And last time, there's some stitches I haven't caught up just yet, but there's a little a baker lady there I was working on before my file was deleted. I don't know what happened there, but so I have not caught up all the stitches there on my pattern. So I'm not going to be working on that part today. Today, I want to do a little bit of pie stitching. I think that's my plan today. Why not? Is, post-Christmas and just before New Year, tomorrow's New Year's Eve, and a little bit of pie stitching sounds quite appropriate. So, let me just zoom out a little bit, just to let you know. So you can see where I am. This is a regular size, regular color. This chart, when I bought it, there was only regular chart. I don't think there was a super size nor for max colors, so I went for regular, and it's good fun. There's still a little bit of confetti going on there, but not too bad, So let me show you my numbers here. So the numbers you're looking at today, it's not very accurate. I think I'm probably over 10%, maybe 11, something like that, because I haven't updated all the stitches just yet. I'm going to do sort of piecemeal, kind of update as I go. So I think my percentage is probably about 10, 11-ish. I cannot remember. And the number of colors for this piece is 90, which is, you know, typical for a regular piece. So this is where I am. I'm not even going to look at the stitch count because it's not totally accurate. But today, what is going to be accurate is my stitch count today for this session. So I'm starting a new sprint here, and you know, by the end of every stream, I'm going to give you my stitch count. I'm curious. Normally, I don't even look. If I'm stitching by myself, very often I just, you know, forget to check. But with you, it's good fun. So you know how many stitches I have completed with each session. Okay, so let me come back to my cherry pie here, and I want to say hello to all of you. Welcome. You know, today is the night before our marathon, guys. If you haven't come to the streams for a while, maybe you're not up to date with the news. Tomorrow we're doing a New Year marathon, our first New Year marathon. Not our first marathon, but, you know, for a New Year, this is our first New Year. The channel is only started sometime in June, summertime. So, you know, we're baby channel here. And this is our first New Year. Okay. And so I want to say hello to you, Rajal. Here we go. Rajal says, happy stitching. Well done, Rajal, the first to report to the chat, and so great to see you. And oh, our Sarah here. Sarah is giving us a quote today. What a treat. Sarah says, a slight change in your daily habit can guide your life to a very different destination. James Clear. Absolutely true. I cannot fault that. Just a little bit at a time, Some changes can, you know, big changes can happen overnight, but small changes, you know, incrementally, big changes will happen. Thank you so much, Sarah, for the quote, and our Serena as well. Hello, everyone. Have a happy stitch time tonight. Yes, Serena loves a quote as well. Me too. And Janine as well says, hello, everyone. Actually have time to stitch tonight. Wonderful. Yes, a little bit of yogi time every day it's the best. And it's like breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you know, wherever you are. And Chelsea as well, welcome. And BLT Betty is also here. And Lona, hello, right on time here. And who else have we got? Rachel as well. And Chloe has joined us as well. And oh, there's a heaven and earth sale. Seriously, you know? Yes. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing just before New Year. And everybody's having a New Year's start, isn't it? So now is a good time to catch up with a few more patterns. Yes. Get ready. And Lizzie's also here. Welcome. And our lovely Susan is here. And who else have we? Oh, Abony is here as well. And saying hello to everyone. And Alendria as well. And can't think of a better time. Yes, that's a great name. I love your name right there. And yes, it's a pretty pattern, isn't it? And Solar Winds is coming back to us. And Jackie as well. Welcome back, Jackie. And Callan, hello. And Lisa as well. Welcome back. And Suzanne as well. Who else have we got here? Katrina. What is the frog? Oh, guys, I think someone please enlighten Catherine on the frog situation, okay? And Nikki is here as well. So good to see you, Nikki. And let's scroll down a little bit more there. And Jackie Turner is also here. And let's have a look. Grace Houston as well, and Love Drunk. and a stitch of Oregon. Yes, a stitch in Oregon is also here, and Colette is here as well. Bree and Bree and Creativity. Have you changed your name? I thought we had a band and band Creativity. Yes, you can change your YouTube handle, absolutely. And if you change it to something close to your nickname or your actual name, then I'll be able to address you with your name. Okay, so this one, I started, as I said, I think about 2 years ago, and it's quite a delicious piece to stitch, literally. And this one I'm working on 25 count pre-gridded DMC fabric and 1/1. 1/1. So a majority of the projects I started during COVID, from the moment I started kind of discover Heaven and Earth, majority of them are 25 counts, 1/1. And it wasn't until, earlier this year, I started to experiment with different fabric counts and 10 stitches, etc. So prior to that, majority of them are around this spec. No controversy there. So let me zoom in a little bit, okay? So this piece, I kind of, my strategy for this piece, because the pie is so large proportionally, and, if you know me, I get bored very easily. So I need to kind of have a plan to distract myself and have places to kind of escape to from time to time. So this pie is really large, so I decided to kind of work across horizontally, with just moving across to the right there, and to create more space to work on different patterns. But today I'm quite ready to do a little bit of pie stitching, and particularly look at the cherries. They're pretty much completed. These three, and I like to extend the area a little bit more as well. And as I said, my pattern is not totally up to date. So my strategy, instead of going sort of painstakingly and trying to update every stitch, I'm gonna just do it area by area, block by block. And so today I'm gonna focus on sort of the around this area, and I'll update my chart as I go. So fingers crossed. And my plan is to kind of stick with mini cross country. And when I say mini, really mini cross country, some pieces you've seen me sort of traveling a little bit further, like traveling library and my Gecko Rouge project. I go a little bit crazy, and for some reason 25 counts upwards, I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna stick around the edges. There will be stitches floating out a little bit like this, but I'm not going to wander too far. Okay, so hopefully I can get this pie moving forward a little bit. So it's going to be quite a delicious stitching session for me anyway. Yes, I'm just salivating just looking at this pie. All right then, and what is your plan tonight then? Let me know. So let's have a look. Let me bring on my screen here, and the markup for your reference. I really miss one. I miss this project because I've been thinking about it, but just couldn't be bothered to do the update for the chart. You know what it's like. So today's the day. I'm very happy. I'm going to start around this area and start stitching. Okay, and yes, Rachel says Eastern time zones are first in the US. I think you're referring to midnight. Is that correct? So around New York. Yes, I had to do a little bit of research as well, because the plan for tomorrow is to start at around 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Sort of UK time. And we're going to start from there and do the countdown for midnight together for the UK New Year. And then we're going to keep stitching until we get to the New York midnight. which is Eastern time, isn't it? So it's about 5 hours behind us. And once we hit the midnight sort of Eastern time, we're going to keep going for a few more hours till about 7 a.m. UK time. And that will be our 10-hour marathon. Okay, so today is a little sort of pre-marathon training warm up here, and so consider this one is a kind of a bit of a stretching session there, a little bit of priming for this body, the temple, and tomorrow we're going to do it for real, So guys, let's warm up, okay? And so yes, so Eastern time is about 5 hours behind. And Lynn has joined us as well. Say, hi Yogi, what a yum pattern. It makes me hungry. The cherry looks really good, isn't it? And this is not even max colors. This is just regular, and it just captures everything, all the deliciousness of this piece. So I'm going to do a little bit over here and start to build up stitches. So generally I'm doing a kind of very loose diagonal, but I just go wherever that makes sense. Oh, very nice. So to start with, I'm going to do a few 310. Start with 310. Why not? So when I do kind of quite mini cross countries, my needle ball really helps because I'm going to switch colors a little bit more frequently comparing to longer distance sort of cross country there. So here we go. I'm going to start working from here. Quite a few stitches here waiting for me. Oh, I really miss this piece. Maddie says, I'm so sad I have to take a break. Why do you have to take a break? What happened? Have I missed something? And it's really interesting, even though I have so many pieces, there's 25 counts, 1/1 type of pieces. Every single piece is asking me to kind of stitch it a different way. So for instance, recently I've been doing quite a lot of color flow, particularly with the vintage toy piece. That piece is just asking me to do what color flow, even though spec wise is identical to this one pretty much. 25 counts, 1/1, but each piece is just has its own personality, and I kind of just want to follow their guidance rather than trying to impose anything particular. So, and this piece has been asking me to mostly do mini cross country. Sarah says working on the hey Sal, the dragonflies. Oh, Sarah is working on dragonflies. That piece is quite popular actually. I think that piece and the battleship, they're both quite popular. Ah, Maddie, are you in some sort of pain? Oh dear. So Maddie, is it because you're stitching too much? You want to look at the your stitching setup, your posture and everything. Because sometimes, you know, if you're stitching in the position that's putting pressure on the body, at some point the body is going to complain. So make sure your posture is good, your spine, you know, is not being in a kind of odd position. Jackie says starting time is 4 p.m. Oh, from Eastern time, yes. So if you're in Eastern time, it's 4 p.m. Thank you so much, Jackie. I'm terrible with confusion, so I'm leaving the confusion to you, you know, from different time zones. Nikki says, what time is now in London? Now is close to 9 o'clock, 5 to 9, 5 minutes to 9 o'clock p.m. So we're 5 hours, I think, ahead of Eastern time. I think Nikki is probably in a different dimension, so her time will be different from everyone else's. Alien time zone. Yes, Sarah is going to work on black on black. That piece is going to be so stunning. But it's one of those patterns that I just know there's no chance I'll be able to stitch myself. It's all black, as he says on the tin. All right then, I am going to end here with this color. I don't want to wander too far. So when I say mini cross country, I mean mini cross country. Very nice. Those two here. And the great thing, well, I think what I'm trying to do with mini cross country is kind of a in-between Gemma's method, which has no floating stitches, but even though this is there are a little bit of floating loose stitches sort of flowing out, but not, you know, not nearly as much as longer distance cross country. So it's kind of in between method. And my goal is to always go back to the completed area and pick out the loose stitches, so I don't leave too many kind of ninja stitches behind. All right then, 720. 720 is the next one. Idolan, hello, says, hi from Texas. I finally caught a live. Well done. Let's have a look if we can find Idolan's message here. I'm slightly behind. Sorry, let me see. Oh, I'm way behind. Yes, let me just read it out then. Welcome. Clara. Hello, Clara. Jackie says, I'm working on my oldest web. It's an image of, how do you even say it? Rapunzel that I got off Etsy. Is so close to be one of the, how old is it then when you say old? Are we talking years? Are we talking decades? Maddie says, Yogi, I don't know what I did, but it's bad. Super severe pinched nerve. Oh, I believe because half of my hand is numb. That's what happened. Did you go to see the doctor then? Yeah, numbness sounds like a nerve related kind of thingy. Oh dear. If you need to rest, just rest and just hang out. Just allow the body to recover. So Katharina is working on the Hey Sour as well, the Wise and the Brave. I wonder, well, I can't remember that one. Which one is that then? Okay, I'm going to just do these 3 stitches. Mini cross country. $7.20. Maddie says, I believe it's definitely my posture. Haven't been in my regular spot the last several days because we're moving some stuff around. Oh, yes. If you've been changing location and maybe you're not in a properly set up spot, yes, this can create problems. Nikki says, so it's almost 9 p.m. in London now. Yes. So normally we start around 8 to 8:30, most days recently, the recent months. So, all right. And I think if you're in America, I think for majority of you, probably sometime in the afternoon, something like that, still daytime, right? All right then, let me move over here and see if my chart is even correct. So I'm trying to catch up block by block, so it's not too overwhelming. So with this one, I'm over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh dear. 4 over there and there. It's gonna be a little bit of work here. There. All right then. The next color is, oh, very nice. There's a whole bunch of them here. 902. It's so nice to work on a regular chart for a change. I'm kind of surprised to have so many stitches together. It doesn't happen that frequently with max colors. 902. 902. And I was looking at Nikki's post yesterday on our Facebook group, and with the floss organization. I think Nikki's using it as a organizer, right? But I think I'm gonna create a set with the filing box thingy. I'm gonna create a storage for my CXC floss, because at the moment they're kind of individually being bagged separately. So it's a little bit of a hassle to find colors. It's a little bit messy. So I'll see if I can come up with a template for the labeling as well. Callan says, I think Yogi is 7 hours ahead of us, depending on where you are. Solar Wind says, Yogi, is the marathon tomorrow for members only? No, it's for everybody. Everybody. I occasionally will be doing members only content, but you know, the day-to-day streams, marathons will be for everyone. Absolutely. Porto time zone, yes, absolutely. I'm going to stick with this area so the stitches are more updated. Hey, Joyce. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. I think the time difference is also depending on whether you have winter time or not. Yes, Joyce, Heaven and Earth is having another sale. So if there's any patterns you've been, you know, looking at, all the stitches are working on that you like, maybe now is a good time. Maddie says, what chair do you use, Yogi? I'm using a office chair that's got wheels. So I think it's much better than chairs that kind of stationary, because you're able to make adjustments a lot more easily. Because if you use regular chairs, sometimes we're feeling a little bit lazy. We don't adjust the chair. We maybe try to compensate with our posture instead. So it's much better to have chairs that you can move very easily. And that's the problem with sofa, because with sofa, you have to adjust your body to fit the sofa rather than the other way around. So it creates a lot of problems sometimes. Hey, Chrissy. Hello, Chrissy. Oh, Chrissy has just bought a new pattern as well. With a few others. Oh, that sounds like some of them just voluntarily jumped into a basket as you check out. Yes, that happens. And Chrissy says, I'm thinking about bought a new start tomorrow night. Yes. I mean, if you have fabric and the floss, spare fabric and stuff like that, you can literally come up with a new start for tomorrow. Best friend is here. Hello, welcome. Best friend says, finally made it to alive. Yes, well done. Ebony says, I'm working on supersize max color quick stitch. The paradox of that entire sentence, all the words were fighting with each other. Supersize max color quick stitch little cake shop. Yes. Well, a statement. Yes. Yes, the largest quick stitch, the slowest quick stitch on the planet. That's what Ebony's working on. Because it's got to be good fun though, because I do have the regular size quick stitch of that version, and that was the version I got initially for Little Cake Shop, and then I decided to get the full size, but I had no idea it was a super size quick stitch. Bumblebee is asking, so does Hey not do kits anymore? No, they don't. I think they just stopped this year, if I remember correctly. Maybe just too much labor. All right. One more line here. And I am Unicorn says I'm working on a model of a castle for Design Works Craft and will be available at Michael's in the new year. Oh, Michael's is in the shop. It will be available. Oh, is that your own pattern? All right, let me see. This one over here. Lona says, Yogi, rest and hang out is like telling a child, don't like it when you're holding candy or ice cream right in front of them. Yeah, but you have to rest. Sometimes if you're in pain, Maddie is in pain. I'm not going to tell Maddie to stitch. But it's a very good idea to look into the setup for sure. You know. Because we were sitting down and stitch for quite a long time, you know. And for our marathon tomorrow, definitely we're going to have yoga breaks, coffee breaks, loo breaks, and if you need it, nap breaks, you know. Do whatever you need and be sensible. But I'll definitely be guiding our stitchers for a spot of yoga, you know. Handstand. No, I'm kidding. No handstand, okay? Do not worry. No handstand tomorrow. Jackie says, I'm very excited for tomorrow. Other than the stitching marathon, we're getting a huge sushi boat. What? Sushi boat platter for dinner. Oh, for New Year. How nice. That's very exciting. Not just sushi, but sushi boat. Whatever that is. Does that mean this is really, really, really big? Like a spread? Whoa. How nice. And I think that's a takeout, right? You're not making sushi yourself. So the marathon is going to start. If you're in America, it's probably during daytime. And so the guys in Europe, you know, you probably need a power nap before to see you through the night. And of course, if you need to, you know, go to bed, you go to bed. It's just the way it is. Suzanne says, here's a tip for anyone with a smartphone. You can go to the time setting. Like the clock, you can set the world time, different time zones. So you can, yes, you can set up multiple time zones via your, I don't know about Android, but with iPhone, it's very easy. You just set up as many different time zones as you want simultaneously. And I'll make sure that I send out the schedule for the stream nice and early. So, you know, normally if you open up the stream, it would tell you when it's going to be based on your local time. So. Janine says, I'm excited to be with you all at the marathon tomorrow too, but I do have, oh yes, Janine is still suffering from the cold. Yes. And she said won't have the energy to kit up a new chart. So she's so gonna go in the back door and continue to work on my circus piece. Of course you can. Yes. You know, the important thing is to be there and you can stitch whatever you want ultimately. But of course, if you start a new one, yes, that's even better. Because we're starting and having a new start, New Year start. New year, new start together. Serena says, looking forward to the marathon. Don't know if I can stretch till morning though. I know Serena has quite early nights most nights. And so be sensible, you know. Who knows? Maybe you take a nap and you wake up, we're still there. We're there till 7 a.m. UK time. So in Serena's time, which is an hour ahead, 8 a.m. Maybe when you wake up, we're still there. So you can join in. You can join in again. Look at those cherries. They're so delicious. Hi, Maddie. And Mandy is also here as well. Maddie and Mandy. Wild Fox Stitchery is also here. Welcome. Nice. I'm Unicorn says, I'm a model stitcher for Design Works Craft. They send me all the supplies and I stitch up the piece. Picture, seriously, because I always wonder whether there are jobs like that. You can just, let me just highlight I'm Unicorn's comment here. I was always wondering whether they're professional stitchers. So for companies, maybe for chart creators like Heaven and Earth and other companies. So I'm Unicorn, that's literally your profession. So they give you everything you need and you just stitch things up for them. Wow, is that a dream job, chat? Would you like to be, would you like to join? I'm Unicorn. You know, you can stitch and make a living out of it. But you have to be fast though. So maybe Nikki and Sarah and all alien stitchers. Whereas me, I probably earn nothing. It would take me years to stitch a page. Wow, that's fascinating. So Design Works Craft, is that the company? I'll definitely check it out. That sounds very interesting. I hope it's a beautiful piece that you're stitching. Imagine if they send you something that you really don't like, but you have to stitch it. Wendy, hello. Oh, Wendy's been doing shopping at Heaven and Earth. And Wendy's got 4 more patterns, is that correct? Yes, why not? There's no shortage of beautiful patterns. Susan, your chocolate break is getting earlier and earlier. Yes, we just started. We just like, but you're allowed to have chocolate breaks as many times as you want. Chrissy is asking, how long is the marathon going to last? Chrissy, it's a marathon. It's 10 hours. I know. Chrissy just fell off the chair. Chrissy, have you joined us for our marathons before? We've done a couple before, and we've done half marathon as well. Right. Okay, so our unicorn says, I've been doing it for years. I get paid to do it. Yes, I hope you get paid. And also, do they give you a sort of deadline? And how large is the piece you have to do? You have to do an entire piece, or do you just need to test out? Because I'm thinking, in my mind, I'm just guessing that they probably have people to stitch up like a sample area just to make sure the chart is working well. Or do you have to stitch up the entire piece for display and stuff like that? I wonder. That's fascinating. So you must be a really fast stitcher. I'm unicorn. How many stitches do you make per hour? just to give those sort of alien stitchers a little bit of pressure there. Because some of them are really fast. Right. Lovely. Let me take a sip of my coffee here. So I've got a nice cup of coffee waiting for me. See you in the bed, Solar. So Wendy's got new patterns. She's got sewing desk, the general store. Oh, I like that one, general store. That's Aimee Stewart, isn't it? I've been thinking about whether to get that one for a little bit, but I haven't made up my mind. Sleep time. You got sleep time as well. Wonderful. Patchwork quilt rim. Yes, the Kim Jacob piece. All Max colors. Oh, Wendy. Yes, join the MC club, Max Color Club. Yes, I'm definitely a Max Color girl. Whenever, a pattern has got Max Color version, I'm all for it. Very nice. Nice selection there. But sewing desk, I don't know which one that is. Is that Aimee Stewart as well? Wendy says, I can't wait till marathon. I know. It's going to be glorious. All athletes come together, Jackie says, Yogi, what happens if you fall asleep during the stream? Oh, Yogi will wake you up. No, you're allowed to take a nap break. And if you fall asleep, well, just don't tell Yogi, if you're there. I would just automatically assume that you're there. You just go a little bit quiet. All right. I am going to move down here a little bit. So I try to work within the area the stitches kind of, are relatively updated, because I don't want to spend time just doing my chart there. So I'm gonna pick this one now. Let's see what color it is. Oh, it's a purple. I like it. Just one stitch. Serious? Just one stitch over there. A lone stitch of 550. 550. Just one stitch. Sorry, I'm slightly behind here. Serena says I have to go working till 6 p.m. and dinner with my husband. Then it's marathon time. There'll be no sleeping. Oh dear. But I have an idea. At 10 p.m. I'll start singing so I can push through. Because Serena normally goes to bed like 10, 11, isn't it? And Serena is really disciplined, even during the weekends. She wants to just kind of maintain that routine so the sleep pattern doesn't go wild. Yeah, it's up to you. Or maybe I can do the singing for you, you know, Serena. I'm sure you'll probably find it really hard to go to sleep when Yogi is singing with that voice. So maybe I can sing for Serena to keep her awake. 550, just one stitch. Unicorn says I also stitch for a world chat. It's a part-time gig. Wow, professional stitcher. I'd love to see your speed. I'm curious. Because in order to be productive, you know, and hit the deadlines, you literally have to be just fast. All right, let me work on this area here. Let me have a look. I think this area is relatively up to date. I might be able to work on this one. All right, 922. 922. See you later, Maddie. See you tomorrow, and hopefully you're feeling a lot better tomorrow. Oh, interesting question, Nikki. Nikki says, Unicorn, do you have your own projects to stitch also? Yes, do you stitch your own stuff, or is it all work? No play. Can you imagine? Stitch as a profession. It's a little bit like if you're a professional chef, right? And you cook really nice food all the time for customers. And do you go home and cook some more? Or do you get takeout? So Unicorn says the size range, some take only days, some take months. Wow. Ah, Susan, I know what you mean. So, yes, Susan is not saying it's a chocolate break. She's talking about the breaks we're going to have for marathons. Yes, of course we're going to have chocolate breaks. Susan, you should know by now. It's mandatory. The Starless Stitcher says, I bought Hey Chart today too. Cookie Fairy. Oh, you bought 5. Goodness. Cookie Fairy, Dreams of Unicorns, Midnight Snack. There's a lot of food related ones. Reading Time, The Power of Purpose. Ah, very nice. Why not? You know, there's a sale going on, so perfect timing. Hey, Beth. Good morning, New Zealand. And just popping in today, getting all my errands done. Now I can spend the whole day tomorrow marathon. Yes, wonderful. Yes, get everything in order. You know, pull the kids and pets and husband away. And so you know, you have the time for yourself for the marathon. I'm really excited as well. I'm starting this beautiful piece by Chira Maketi. Unicorn says, I stitch up the entire piece with well chilled. Is it well chilled? I can't pronounce it. You know which one it is. If you know, you know. I have deadlines with DWC. I do not. I can no deadlines. I can stitch about 200 stitches an hour. Weekends I can stitch up to 2,000. Oh, for both days. So it's about 1,000 a day. Right. So definitely in the what do I call it? Alien territory for sure. So 200 per hour. So if you start at the same time as me for our daily stream, you can do about 600 to 700 stitches. Okay, alien. Well, you have to be if you stitch professionally, right? Katharina says, when does the marathon start tomorrow? So it's going to start at 9 p.m. UK time, so you can do the conversion wherever you are. 9 p.m. UK time, we do the countdown and UK midnight and keep stitching for another 5 hours, and then we get to midnight for Eastern time, and we do another countdown with guys in that time zone, and then we keep stitching for a little bit more till 7 a.m. UK time. That's the plan. Oh, this one is not correct. A very discreet and quick reverse stitching. That's it. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Hello, Karen. Karen Sutherland. Thank you, guys. Serena says, I challenge you. Let's sing. Yes, maybe we can do a duet, you know? That will keep you awake, Serena. Oh, yes, Aimee got a whip parade. I haven't watched it yet. I saw it pop up a couple of days ago. Yes, I nearly forgot. Thank you for reminding me, Nikki. So Aimee is put out a year-end, I think, whip parade. I want to watch that one. And Nikki, where's yours? Where's your year-end 2025 whip parade? Where is it? See you tomorrow, Serena. Nighty night. Oh, so unicorn, you have a full-time job as well. So stitching is kind of right, I see. It's kind of a fun side job. Yes, that's remarkable. Hello, Kelly. And Six has joined us as well. Yes, the marathon is tomorrow, New Year's Eve, and we're stitching, all the way to 1st of January. Sarah says stitching is my full-time job. Housework is my other job. Yes, indeed. Sarah is a true pro. Over here. Okay. Susan. Yes, Yogi can sing, you know. Susan say, maybe you can mute the mic. Yes. Well, I'm not exactly Mariah Carey, you know. But I'm not completely tone deaf, Susan. I can sing happy birthday without falling over most of the time. Oh, so the companies actually pay by the stitch. So it's a little bit like writers. Writers are paid by the number of words. Well, it's paid by stitches. I'm not going to get paid much. Chrissy says, I'm contemplating between Vintage Baker, Breakfast in Bed, or the new Aimee Stewart, given the South, yes, MC Stitchy. Absolutely. Yes, they're all fun pieces. You can start them all, just like Nikki. Nikki is planning to start 5 simultaneously. I don't know, she's going to be stitching 1 piece per hand and 3 with her toes. So that's a sight to behold. I wish, there's a live stream. Hello, Rose. Welcome. Oh, Unicorn is at work. Chatting with us. Yes, go before the boss finds out. So good to have you and hope to see you soon. All right. I am going to pick this one then. 951. 951. That's really interesting. So that confirmed kind of my suspicion. Well, actually not really a suspicion. I have heard of people stitch professionally, for companies. Sometimes they probably want to test out the patterns just to make sure they actually come out like the mock-ups. But I can't imagine having a nurse, they do that for every single piece because they've got so many charts. They literally will need an army of stitchers to test out every single chart. There you go. Just 2 stitches. 951. I mean, with Heaven and Earth, we're kind of pretty confident about the quality of their charts, so it's not so much a problem. But if I ever, find a new company, I kind of, other than the mock-ups, I like to see kind of stitched up pieces. And it's not always possible to have, the entire piece stitched out. So majority of the times they have kind of a simulation of the stitch piece. You know what I mean? Like mock-up from an app, stuff like that. But it's always reassuring to see real stitches, stitched by people. So you can really gauge the quality of the chart. Nikki says, Yogi, are you taking the day off after the marathon? Very good point. I probably will actually, because I'm thinking that by the time I finish, it's 7 a.m. So it's most likely I'll probably take a little nap afterwards and take a break. So maybe tomorrow is Thursday, isn't it? And tomorrow's Wednesday, sorry. Tomorrow's Wednesday. And so Thursday is probably a day off. I don't know. Do you know how it goes? So Nikki, maybe you can do a stream for the stitches. Yay? 1st of January. Karen Sutherland says there are plenty of people willing to stitch, knit, crochet samples. Really? Yes, I suppose probably quite a lot of king knitters and stitchers, but you do need to be relatively fast and also kind of, you know, relatively good at it in order to do it. Suzanne has reached 1% on bluebells. Oh, is that one of the sow pieces? And you've already got 1%. Oh dear. You have to slow down. You've got a whole year to do it. And now you don't need that one page to get the surprise chart. Rose says it will be 8 a.m. New Year's Day. When you start the marathon, so I start my Hey Sao. Yes, that's a great idea. Yes, for some of you, by the time I start tomorrow, for the guys in Australia, for instance, it's already New Year, isn't it? So. Okay, the next color is 977. 977. Let me take a sip of my water. Kelly says, when are you starting the marathon, Yogi? I think that you are 8 hours before me. Right. So wherever you are, I'm starting at 9 p.m. UK time. So you need to work out the conversion. And so 9 p.m. UK time, and we stitch for 10 hours together. Chrissy says, how long have you been stitching this piece? Love how the cherries look. I know, this is gorgeous, isn't it? So let me show you. So this is where I am. Let me zoom out a little bit to show you. So look at this gorgeous cherry pie here. And I'm about, I would say 1/3, a little bit more. So this is quite a large pie. And I have done the kitchen timer here and more cherries on the top there. And a little bit to the right as well. So quite a lot of little objects along the way. And I think this is the beginning of the wooden spoons. So let me turn on the markup here for you. So this is the actual mark up there. So, you know, I kind of went from the pie a little bit and just cross over and finding interesting objects to stitch. So this one I started, I would say over 2 years ago. So this is, this might be, I'm trying to think, this might be the reset pattern I got when I got really, really fed up with my gecko rouge, because I kind of stitching that piece pretty much monogamously for about 6 months, and I got to the point one morning I just woke up and just couldn't even look at the gecko roach piece anymore. And in my mind, I just feel like I need a little bit of reset. So even though at that time I was stitching a little bit of little cake shop as well, but I just wanted something different. So I got this piece, if I remember correctly, and started stitching it. So it was, yes, I say over 2 years ago. So it's been a little bit. Oh, Karen, you'll be working. Oh, poor you. Karen says, I'll be working while the marathon is running, so I have to catch up on replay. Karen, pull a sickie. No, I'm kidding. No, go to work, go to work. But you can listen to us, right? I don't know. Depends on the line of work. If you're operating heavy machines, maybe not. But yes, you can catch up the replay afterwards. I'm trying to find my spot here. Where am I? Yes. Suzanne is switching to knitting. Yes, why not? Okay. So it's 1 p.m. for Kelly tomorrow. Oh, Callan says you'll be ending at my midnight. Which time? Whereabout are you, Callan? Remind me. So we're gonna be ending at 7 a.m. UK time. If 7 a.m. is your midnight, we can do another countdown where you are. Okay, and we have it over here. Joy says when you schedule the live stream for tomorrow, YouTube will present a local time of start for everyone. Yes. So I'll try to set that up maybe after tonight's stream. So you have it with you and you can just look at the time. It will tell you precisely what time is going to start based on your local time. Karen says, had to pull a sickie yesterday after attending doctor's appointment with my grandson, so I better not. But that's not a sickie. You actually had to go to a doctor. So, no, I'm just kidding. You have to go to work. And I hope you enjoy it. Callan's in Canada. Yes. Nikki says it would be midnight for me too in Arizona. Do you mean 7 a.m. UK time? Oh, in that case, we can do 3 countdowns. How nice. Because the idea is we're going to do UK countdown to midnight and then keep going until we hit the Eastern time midnight, which is 5 hours after that. And then we keep going till 7 a.m. And sounds like it's going to be midnight for Arizona and Canada as well. Perfect. Okay. 977. Going back. See you later, Katharina. Oh, we have a new friend. Here we go. And it's Aimee. Aimee Johnson says, I just found this live chat. So excited. I'm in Nebraska, US. I started my hay sow yesterday and have 1.838 stone cottage keep. Yes, that's a popular one as well. And well done, Aimee, for finding us. And tomorrow, just so you don't know already, we're doing a 10-hour marathon, okay? To celebrate New Year, so join us. Welcome. Karen says it will be an easy day. The community center where my office is located is closed. So working from home. Oh, so you're working from home tomorrow. That's all right then. No one will know. And she says we're not having client contact unless family contact crisis, just catching up on admin. So it's nice and easy. You know, you can always have the stream on. No one will know. Jackie says you can also do a countdown for Central Time in the US. That would be 6 a.m. UK time. Oh, really? There's another one, Central Time. Okay. Yes, there will be a lot of countdowns. How exciting. Right, so Central Time will be Texas, Chicago, etc. Very nice. So the 10 hours tomorrow is going to hit 4 US time zone, including Canada as well. Beautiful. So let me see. So it's going to be UK, Easter time, Central time, and what's the Arizona one? Because I'm going to dig out the countdown timer. You know, we're doing it properly. Nikki says California will hit the New Year's at 7 a.m. UK time. And I thought where you are as well. So it's the same time zone as California. Kelly says the pie looks terrific. I'm going to head out. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Kelly. Yes, the pie looks great, doesn't it? Whoops. I don't want to move too far away because these stitches are not totally up to date on my app. So just avoid confusion. I'm kind of sticking with the area that I know where the stitches are correct. And I'll kind of just move very carefully forward. Okay, 3 stitches here, 780, 780. I think this is just such a fun piece, isn't it? It's very cozy, it's a cozy stitching, and also it's really fun. This one over here. There. These two. Yes, Lizzie. It looks so realistic, isn't it? It's a proper cherry pie. Okay, just these 3, and I'm going to end the thread here without wandering too far. $7.80. Yes, Susan, I know this is really quite realistic because if you think about the other piece with sort of a lot of biscuits, you know, the cookie party, the style of that piece is a little bit more stylized, whereas this one actually looks quite realistic. You know, the cross, the browning, it's does look very realistic. Right, so California's 8 a.m. All right, I'm gonna come back to this area here. Okay, I'm gonna go for a 3776. 3776. Three seven seven six. Yes, the winter time and the summertime is a little bit of a, I don't know, it doesn't do anything. The only thing it does is confusion. And the thing is, it's not like the whole world, if every single time zone have time saving, then it's probably less confusing. But the thing is, some countries do, some don't. So it's kind of just, it's a little bit of a mess. Okay. Karen says, I will be okay removing daylight savings here. I mean, well, I think nowadays it's a little bit easier because everything is, on the smartphones and is changing automatically. But still, I'm kind of wondering why we're even doing it, because it makes zero difference. In the winter, at this time of the year, you can do winter time as much as you want. 1 hour difference is it's not making any difference. It's still pitch black in the morning and it's pitch black when you go home. If you're doing 9 to 5 job, pretty much, in the UK, you probably don't see a lot of daylight. Helen says it's for farmers harvesting. I believe it gives them an hour more daylight. I don't know how effective that is. And I have heard sort of people saying that because, in the UK, at this time of the year, the daylight is pretty short. So by moving back 1 hour is giving people a little bit more daylight, but I do not feel it. It's equally dark and it just makes no difference. If they move the clock 6 hours, maybe, or 3 hours, maybe you can notice some difference. Otherwise, not really. With 1 hour, I really don't really notice any difference. And how many people are farmers, really? I mean, raise your hand in the chat if you're a farmer. Janine says I think they did that before electricity. Well, we have electricity now. Oh, so it started because of electricity. Fair enough. Yes. But that's a little while ago, before pre-electricity time. When are we talking about? Victorian time. Callan says it was more relevant in the past before the world got so developed. I know. Do you remember before all the smartphone changing everything automatically, all the digital clocks? It wasn't unusual for people to miss work or miss appointments, and because they forget to change the clock manually. It was just hassle. And also, it doesn't really make any difference. What are we doing here? Hot chocolate time. Okay, now is now it's more like a chocolate time. Yes, why don't we take a little break? You know, a little stretch break, chocolate break, snacky break. Yes, I can do with a piece of chocolate. Okay, 3776. And also today, 3776. Today is the last day you're able to use the Christmas edition of Dolly emoji, okay? Because tomorrow we're going to, Dolly is going to transition into the New Year Dolly, okay? So the Christmas Dolly, today is your last chance. Flash the Dolly card, even though I don't know where Dolly is. Dolly is neglecting her job as the Yogi Stream companion cat, okay? But flash the Dolly card because today's your last day until next Christmas. Yes, Jackie, go for it. Yes, coffee time, chocolate time, guys, and Dolly time, okay? Even though Dolly's not here. I think she's napping on the sofa the last time I saw her. She's just being very lazy today. Let me take a sip of my coffee. See you later, Nikki. Oh, workout time, Nikki. Yes. Do your workout, okay? The last workout before 2026. Enjoy it. I'll see you tomorrow. Janine says, I could go for some cherry pie. Exactly. Let me just zoom out a little bit so you can appreciate this cherry pie, even though you can't eat it. You know, you get to appreciate it. There you go. So beautiful, isn't it? It's quite large though, so I knew from the start, in order to, you know, not get overwhelmed by the cherry pie-ness, I had to stitch in a way that I can move away from it when I need to. This is so realistic, isn't it? It's perfect. So delicious pie. Yes, bring on the dolly, Christmas dolly. Sarah says, I baked pecan pie yesterday. Oh, Sarah is such a great baker, I bet. Janine says, that's my Wally's doing, snoozing in the sofa right next to me. I know. Yes, they're totally neglecting their duty. All right then, let's bring out a piece of chocolate here. And there you go. This is my giant chocolate button. It should last till tomorrow. It's got a few to go. Here you go. Let me grab the broken one. Okay, let's have the broken one first. Callan says my cat is on the couch, but she didn't want to share the blanket. Yes. Sarah says Ivy's sleeping on sofa as well. I know. You're just taking it easy at this time of the year, you know? Cheers, everyone. Exactly, Jackie. Now, Jackie says my cat Rosie was fed for her dinner, and now she has no use for me the rest of the night. I know your function, you know, has been fulfilled, and now they're going to just go about their business. Exactly. Hey, Laura. Laura says, hi, everyone. Lurking because I'm a bit sick. Oh, Laura. But I wanted to ask Yogi, what made you go with vintage baker instead of a nostalgic baker? Oh, very good question. Yes, there's another piece. I'm not sure if they're companion piece, but kind of similar theme. I can't say why it was. I just prefer this one. So let me just bring on the markup here. This is it. I think nostalgic baker, I'm trying to recall. Yes, I'm aware of that piece as well. And I saw both of them. I think just preference. There's no particular reason. I just prefer this one. And I didn't want to get both, even though it was very tempting, because they are a little bit similar. But yes, I just prefer this one. So are you tempted, Laura? Alandria says, my cat Puss is sleeping on the ottoman in front of the radiator, of course. Yes. Oh, you know, I used to have those, you know, pouches you can kind of hang on top of on the radiator. And but then Dolly just got, and the other cat as well, just got too big for those, too heavy for those. Otherwise, they love those right in front of the radiator. I know. They know how to relax, don't they? Yes. I think if you want to learn how to relax, just learn from cats. They're experts. That was nice. A nice piece of chocolate. Oh, the cherries look so good. And it was really good fun stitching them as well. Just, you know, watching them taking shape. And I fancy do a little bit around this, you know, just kind of cherry jam area. The next color is going to be 3012. 3012. Here we go. Whoops. All right, I need to make some adjustments, correction on my chart here. So I've just done this one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Three, 3012. And recently, I just saw this Aimee Stewart piece as well. I think it's about knitting. There's one piece there. I can't remember the name of the chart. And I saw someone posting it, I think, on our Facebook group. It's about knitting accessories or something like that. It's quite sweet as well. Let me come over here. 640. 640. $6.40. No spooky bingo just yet today. Jackie James says, I may have started a new project today as I'm working New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I have doubled my whips from 1 to 2. Right, so you've started the New Year start today, have you? Because you're working tomorrow? And are you starting another one then? Jackie James. We have 2 Jackies. I think if you have to work on the New Year's Day, your job has to be very important, right? Just like during COVID, they have the essential jobs. It's probably a good way to gauge how important your job is. If you're required for times like COVID and New Year's Day, then your job is really important for people. $6.40. All right then, 612. Jackie says I only have 2 projects altogether, one upstairs and one downstairs. So Jackie, so up to this point, you only have 1. Really? Is that by choice? Or have you just started cross-stitching last week? 612. 612. And I had a recount of my current, the number of my current webs. I was overestimating the number, actually. I counted my patterns on Saga. So pretty much all my projects are on Saga at the moment. And I counted, I think it was 22. And that's including the Christmas project and also the Halloween project, which I'm only planning to work on them once a year. So I think yesterday I said I had about 25, which is not, not quite true. So I have a little bit of room, I need to work harder to fill up my whip space. 612. Jackie Jameson says, I only work in a supermarket, not an important job. No, that's precisely my point, Jackie. Remember back in COVID, there's a category of essential workers, and people working in the supermarket are so critical for people's day-to-day living. They had to go to work. So no, your job is really important. I think delivery and working in the supermarkets and also working in hospital, they're essential jobs. No, your job is important. Imagine if supermarkets just taking breaks all the time. I think, it takes something like COVID to make people realize what jobs are most important for us. Jackie says, I started with only 3 whips and now up to 9. I know, well done, Jackie. And next year is going to be glorious. We're looking at double digit. Double digit. 612, 612. Oh, it's by choice up to this point, but things are going to change, right? Now you've literally doubled the number from 1 to 2. Oh dear. Hey, Sisk. Good to see you. Six says, hi, Yogi and chat. I was watching but didn't say hi yet. Oh, yes. It's better late than never. Sisk, good to see you. Absolutely. I agree with you, Sisk. 6 work in the supermarket is important. If the cupboards aren't filled, people can't buy food. Absolutely. Imagine, during COVID time, if nobody wanted to work in the supermarket, seriously, the whole human race is going to run into trouble. Absolutely. And this one's literally just one stitch. 3, 8, 6, 4. 3, 8, 6, 4. 3, 8, 6, 4. And being a yoga teacher clearly is not critical for human race. We weren't required during the period. A lot of online teachers at that time, though. 3864. And for a little bit, I tried to do it on Zoom. And then, after a few sessions, I just didn't want to do it anymore because it just didn't feel right for me. It just feels like it's not real. No, Jackie, I mean it. It is important. And you're literally in a category of essential workers for civilization. Three A 64. 3A 64. Sisk says it's also not paid enough to employees to the important work you do. My husband works extra hours in a supermarket too, next to his own night job as a technician. The job is disrespected. Well, I think the whole essential workers kind of category highlighted one thing. We pay people who are critical to our living very little money. People like nurses and people work as supermarket, for instance, all the important retail shops that we need day to day, and delivery people as well. So there's something sort of off balance here. All the unessential people they're getting more money. I don't know how that works. So it's something for us, to think about. Hey, Spooky Bingo. 3A64. How nice. I just put that color away. So maybe I missed the timing because literally there's only one stitch, just one stitch here. So I think it's a Spooky Bingo or Relay Bingo, right? Wonderful. It's from Joyce, not Sarah. Okay, so everybody's flashing the supportive Spooky Bingo card here for Joyce. Yes, 3A64. Either spooky bingo or maybe relay. Doesn't matter. It counts. It counts. All right then, 422. 422. It was a very brief spooky bingo because literally only one stitch. Lizzie, it's Wednesday, not Thursday. We're starting tomorrow. don't get the day wrong. You're going to be here and everybody will be napping. So tomorrow's Christmas, not Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. That's when we start our marathon. Okay, Lizzie, put it on your calendar. Says I'm starting supersize max color Kitty Heaven as a restart. I started 2 years ago, a regular, and didn't like it. Artwork by Aimee Stewart. Kitty Heaven. I'm trying to figure. There are quite a few sort of Kitty Heavenly pieces, but anything with Kitty has got to be good. Restart counts as well. Oh, Joy says it was a real spooky bingo, and so it was only one stitch as well. Wow, that's real spooky. That's proper spooky. Yes. Not only is it the same number, but same number of stitch as well. And just one more over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, Jacqueline. Welcome. Jacqueline says, in Canada, we do not change time ever, and we have farming and forest Provence. Exactly. I don't know what that is about. Hey, Busy Mom. Busy Mom says, hello, everyone. Just got home from working. I'm making dinner and lesson. Yes, welcome home. Here we go. a little bit over here. 738, 738. Seven, 3, 8. And busy mom, are you doing a year-end whip parade as well, like Aimee? Sis says, my husband, my oldest son, and me are watching you and stitching. Well, I bet it's riveting, right? This is almost like football. World Cup. Hello, sis family. Yes. Look at this beautiful cherry pie. That's just thrilling, isn't it? It's much better than, I don't know, Netflix. Serious. I'm doing a lot of browns tonight. Busy mom says probably not because I don't have anything ready. Oh, as in filmed material. But you do weekly ones anyway, so you should be quite up to date. Sisk says, I'm stitching the kitty heaven. My husband is a Pikachu. From time. Oh, the husband is stitching as well. How lovely. Hello, gentleman stitcher. So the husband is stitching a Pikachu from Totem Craft, and my oldest son, the battleship. The whole family is stitching. Guys, have a look at this. The entire family of stitchers. Oh, I thought they're just watching like a sport, like watching someone else doing the sport. They're literally stitching themselves. How amazing. So the son is doing the battleship from the Haysal. My daughter is also stitching upstairs in her wall tapestry penguin. My goodness, that sounds like heaven. Oh my God, I'm getting pictures. Yes, one happy family there sharing the same love for stitching. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's so nice. Yes, we have had a sort of modern daughter, and also Travis, for instance, he's getting a kit for his lady friend as well. And also we have had, I'm trying to think, we definitely never have the entire family stitching together. That's so beautiful. Love it. Yes. I bet you guys probably never fight with each other. You have no time because you're so peaceful. Never had, no time for rows. Too busy stitching. That's wonderful. And sounds like everybody's doing full coverage, right? That's even more rare. Janine says, wish I could get my husband to stitch. That would be awesome. Well, start working on him then. You know, just secretly kind of swapping his power tool to a stitching tool, sort of a toolbox. Maybe get him a Heaven and Earth mini to start with. And the whole family sitting together, stitching. That is just so nice. And watching Yogi as well, even better. 738, 738. Let me take a sip of my coffee here. Jackie says, I tried to teach my youngest to stitch and she enjoyed it, but she's a lefty and I think she feels backward. Oh, things feel backwards for her, so I need to try again, doing it more suited to her. I think, yes, I think it doesn't matter you're left-handed or right-handed. You can stitch towards different direction, to the direction that makes sense to you. Lizzie says, the family that plays together stays together, indeed. When you have a common interest, you know, it doesn't have to be, but when you have a common interest and love for something, it's got to bring more harmony to the family, to the relationship, definitely. Genies. Yes, maybe tell him if he stitches a mini, he can pick out a new power tool. Yes, it's fantastic because a mini is going to take years for him to stitch. So basically, he won't be able to get any new power tools for years. But he doesn't know. Don't tell him. Just tell him it's a mini piece, you know. It says on the tin. It's a mini. Only 9 pages, okay? No problem. Wow, everybody's left-handed. So why is it difficult for a person who's left-handed to stitch? I presume you just stitch towards different direction because with a cross, it doesn't matter which leg, you know, which direction you stitch first. What's the challenge for left-handed people? Sisk says, we also puzzled together. In October, we went to a puzzle contest and we became 7th. Oh my goodness, the whole family. We puzzled 500 pieces in 45 minutes. Oh my God, I didn't know there was a jigsaw puzzle, kind of a speed race competition. Oh, wow. But for some reason, you know, that really reminds me of Travis as well. Travis is a really keen puzzler as well, a jigsaw puzzler. And I don't know whether Tia, the lady friend, doing puzzles as well. But I think, you know, they kind of sort of go together. And I love jigsaws as well, not as much as this, you know, that was quite a few years ago when I did jigsaw puzzles. But I can imagine, you know, sitting down, have a cup of coffee and just, you know, do a bit of jigsaw puzzle. Maybe I need to, you know, do that at some point. Sounds very relaxing. That is so lovely. 977. Oh, this needle is a little bit bent. I don't know what I did to it. Jackie says, I'm joining Six family. I'm thinking the same because if there's one Christmas, you know, a family I would like to visit during Christmas would be Six family. The whole family just sitting together in front of a fireplace, doing a little bit of stitching and jigsaw puzzles. And maybe a little bit of Lego as well. Lego is quite cozy as well. You have no time to fight, you know? See you later, Rachel. And see you tomorrow at the marathon. Rest up and do a bit of carb loading, you know, and the stretches, whatever you need to do. I'll see you then. Oh, yes. Lizzie's parents also cross stitch, which is quite rare as well. Joy says my husband started asking about cross stitch frames and stands, and also about DMC. It proves painting fairy discovered Candy Crush for their ads. So, so my husband is forced to look at stitch stuff. I suppose. I mean, at some point, you know, they're gonna go, "What is that?" They're gonna get curious. Trying to find my spot here. Busy Mom says, what time is the marathon starting? It's going to start at 9 p.m. UK time. and we're gonna do the marathon for 10 hours. Oh, so Lego is part of the activities as well. Yes, these things kind of go together, you know, the puzzly type of things, and Lego as well. I love them all. You know, puzzles, crosswords, that type of stuff, jigsaw puzzles. Lizzie says, oh, this is regarding the left-handed stitches. So Lizzie says, Yogi, I suppose because we use a different side of the brain and things like patterns difficult to follow for us. Only love it now because of a pattern keeper. Paper pattern confuses me. I didn't know that. I thought it was just maybe the only challenge would be you're stitching kind of a, you know, different direction. So literally the way you, your brain works is different. Huh, interesting. Two. That's correct, yes. 9 p.m. UK time till 7 a.m. Karen Sandland says, we now have myself, my daughter, and my granddaughter stitching. Oh, 3 generations of ladies. That is so nice as well. Yes. It's just a wonderful thing to kind of share together. Joy says, painting fairy sells the real DMC at about a third of what we pay here. Is that real? Is that true? Real DMC. But I thought they had some sort of way of blocking people from Europe to buy DMC cheaply. So if I go to American site that sell DMC, literally, I'm not able to buy, even put the item in my basket. Whoops, let me end it over here. Jackie says, for my left-handed daughter, it was hard to, for her to get comfortable holding the hoop and a needle. It was a very small project, too small for a stand. I didn't know. If you're left-handed, it's more difficult to stitch. Interesting, because I have heard left-handed stitchers, they're more accustomed to stitching from upper right, because for my brain, upper left is kind of just, feels quite intuitive, and going to the bottom right. And I have heard left-handed stitchers, they have to go to the opposite, which is fine, but I didn't know literally they have more difficulty stitching. Oh, but Lizzie saying that some people, left-handed people, might have issues with maths. Lizzie, I'm right-handed through and through. I have no clue with maths. It just doesn't matter. It kind of just doesn't make sense to my brain, numbers. So I don't think it's necessary to do with whether you're left-handed or right-handed. Not for me, anyway. All right, then. Let's do a little bit of 310, shall we? And I expect spooky bingo everywhere. 310, yay. Karen says Painting Fairy also sell their own brand of thread, which is identical to DMC, half the price. I think it's quite good now. We have alternatives, right? And they're all maybe texture, maybe slightly different, but they're good, really good thread, floss to stitch with. Janine says they only make DMC in France, so why would it become cheaper in the US than Europe? And why would they limit you from buying from US company? I know, Janine's long story. That's what I thought as well, because it's a French brand, isn't it? So literally next door from us, I can just hop on a train. I can get there in 2.5 hours. But you know what? When we had French stitchers come onto the chat, I asked them, it's equally expensive for something that's supposedly made in France. So I think it's some sort of, I don't know what it is. Someone explained to us a while ago. Nikki's not here anymore. I think she knows. Yeah, there's some sort of deals and whatever it is happening there. So literally, Americans and Canada, perhaps, you're getting the best deal with DMC. And over here is double, if not triple, the price. It's weird, isn't it? Outrageous. And imagine if you're in France, you have to pay 3 times more than people in America. Doesn't make sense. And we're blocked from buying them sort of cheaply from American websites. I've tried, trust me, I've tried. Oh, Suzanne is left-handed, and Suzanne is quite fast. Janine says, I'm very happy with painting fairy floss. It's half of the cost of DMC. Oh, Chloe, 310. Bingo. Yes, I knew it. Round of applause for Chloe. Yes, I can see Spooky Bingo card being flashed there. And Patty says, I have no 310 in my pattern. Is that Kim Jacobs? Let me guess. Yes, some patterns have no 310s. It's true. Janine says we don't get CXC here in the US, so being able to get fairy floss is cheaper. Oh, really? So it's quite hard to get CXC. It's weird, isn't it? And I think the prices for DMC is going to just go up. Wouldn't surprise me. Because I can already see slight price changes on UK websites, because I remember we had sort of browsed together during one of the streams quite a while ago, but we had a look at the prices of DMC over here, and there are some websites they do they kind of sell them in slightly cheaper prices, because on average, if you go to a retail shop, per scan, it probably costs from £1.25 to £1.50. So that's about 2 or 3 times higher than an American price. And but some websites, they kind of sell them around, I think when we checked at that time, which is back in only a few months ago in the summer, it was about maybe 85, 90p. No, I think it was a bit lower, maybe even 75p. And I thought, well, that sounds promising. It's not as low as American prices, but it's not bad at all. And lo and behold, I think I checked again around Christmas time. No, actually November time. They were very close to £1. I think it's 99p or something. Literally, it's £1. So already the prices are going up, even on, sort of craft websites. Hello? Can't think of a better name. I think your name is pretty good. You've done it. Let me just have a sip of my water here. And also when I first started stitching, well, maybe up to 2000, I'm trying to think, maybe up until 2022 or 23 time, I was stitching with one hand, really, because up to that point, the type of project I was doing, I kind of didn't need to learn two-hand stitching. So most of the times I was doing one hand, and but since I discovered the full coverage, I just knew one hand stitching is not going to be very efficient. So I had to learn how to do everything on one side from the top, and without having to flip over constantly. And so I literally learned two-hand stitching not very long ago, only about 4 years ago. It took a little bit of practicing, but I managed. And now I can't imagine stitching with one hand. So naturally, I just want to stitch with two hands. And also probably up to that point, I was mostly stitching without a stand. I always use hoops, but I didn't always use stitching stands. It's a game changer. Jackie says, I flip my projects like they're going for gold in Olympics. I just cannot get the hang of two hands. So does that mean, Jackie, you have to use kind of smaller frames or smaller hoops, right? Because if you have a large, something like a Q-snap, it's not going to be very easy to flip over back and forth all the time. And also, what happens when you do confetti areas? Does that mean you have to flip back and forth every few seconds? Jackie, let's practice two-hand stitching, okay, Jackie? You have a 6 portal to stitch, okay? Yes. Now I'm doing everything from the front. All right, it's 3 here. Very nice. 310 going back. Alandra says, I don't have a stand and my current Q-snap is 17 by 11 inches. So I balance one end on my knee and stitch one hand. Right, Alandra, but beware of the posture. Because if you're holding the Q snap, okay, so it might not be overnight, maybe you're okay for now, but if you keep doing it, because if the frame is, you know, if you have to hold your hoop or your Q snap in your hands, you have to adjust the body in order to support, to keep it steady. And eventually, you know, it might, you know, create problems. So I would suggest, Alandria, get a stand or something, you know. I think Sarah's got one of those that looks like a stool, and you can flip the two sides of frames. I've never seen those around, but it's quite handy. So if you haven't got a desk or kind of a stand, you can literally use the hoop almost like a stand plus hoop. It's much better for your posture. Sisk says, I wish I could stitch in hands without a frame stand. It would save time too. I tried it. I couldn't do it. I just get really, really sore. My wrists and my fingers just, you know, my body doesn't like it. All right, 150, 150. Janine says, I learned with doing it one hand, but when I figured out two-handed, definitely a game changer. Same here, because when I was doing one-hand stitching, it was kind of okay because I was doing sort of dimensions type of patterns, and there was no confetti, you know, very few color changes, not very frequently. So and also in terms of the size of the pieces, they tend to be quite small. So it was kind of okay. But when I discover, you know, this type of patterns, one-handed just became a little bit problematic. Jackie James says, I also learned to use two hands because the project was big and it was slow going to begin with. Yes, I think it probably speeds up as well. So if you think yogi is slow now, imagine one-handed stitching. Yeah, it's not pretty. So Rabbit Hole says, my two-hand setup, 7x8 nudge hoop, and lapped stand on my desk, critical for me to keep the area I'm stitching right of in the center and below center of hoop, no reaching right hand to awkward spot. Yes, I think it's quite important. I love stands. That's very, very sturdy because literally I can go from having two hands engaged with stitching and just release everything, and everything's still there in front of me. I never have to readjust or reposition my body in order to do it. I can literally just come back to my original position, and everything is in the same place. So I think it's really good for posture, and it conserves energy as well, because I have in the past trying to stitch sitting on sofa thinking it's really cozy. So I've got a Larry stand. Currently is actually by my desktop now, because originally I tried to set up the stand by my sofa, because that's kind of the selling point, isn't it? They try to tell you that, you know, you can just prop it on the side of your sofa. It's kind of cozy. And I tried that, and I found I just couldn't sit straight on my sofa, and I was having backache, shoulder aches. And also it takes more energy to stitch as well, because I have to constantly readjust my body to be able to be in a position that I can, you know, get to stitch. So I would highly recommend having a stand that's, you know, that doesn't move, and also sit in front of the desk if you can. 150, 150, and particularly for a marathon, you know. Think about your posture when you're stitching. Yes, Alandra, I recommend that you get a stand, you know. Because a lot of problems with posture, you don't know until you know. And by the time you know, you notice their aches and pains. You know, it takes a long time to correct it. So you kind of want to prevent anything that's going to play up. A17. Let's have a look. Oh, Patty has ordered a hoop stand. Which one did you get then? And Patty says, I can't wait for it to get here. Scheduled to arrive between 9th to 21st January. Yes, I think you're going to like it. Oh, Jacqueline says vintage knitting and crochet. Oh, that might be the piece I was thinking about. Is it by Aimee Stewart? Yes, that sounds very tempting as well, that one. And I wasn't aware of that piece, or maybe I just overlooked until someone posted it on our Facebook group. And I go, oh, that sounds like my kind of pattern. Lovely. A17. Alondra says I'm in 4.31, 375 stitches done tonight. So I don't think one-handed slows me down much. Oh, Alondra, just think about two-handed. You're going to hit that 5% at no time. Yes, fair enough. Fair enough. Joy says, my job at the office has conditioned me to ignore the signals my body gave. Just soldier on. Hungry, thirsty, backache, postponed to after the next meeting. Oh goodness, where did you work, Joyce? That sounds terrifying. What kind of office job requires you to ignore hunger and thirst and backache? Oh dear. That sounds brutal. 3862. See you later, Lizzie. Wow. It's interesting. So many stitches saying that being at work literally kind of stops you from paying attention to the feedback of the body. I wonder why that is. I kind of understand if you get really busy, because there are times that I get really busy. I kind of, not so much that I'm trying to ignore hunger or fatigue. It was more like I'm annoyed the fact I'm hungry, because then I have to go eat, and that's taking time. I think this one's 26. Yes, I'm right. Let me find a needle box for 26. Oh, Joyce, yes. Like those gamers getting so involved, they die of dehydration. But I've heard some horror stories of guys, people playing online games, particularly World of Warcraft type of games. They have to wear nappies because they don't want to go to the loo, and they stop eating and stop sleeping. So some of them literally just drop dead. That's not urban myth, right? That actually happened to some gamers. That's terrifying. That's why when I hear them, when I hear people playing World of Warcraft, I'm just having these images um sort of conjures up in my head. Lona says, Yogi, I get annoyed about having to stop to eat. Yes, sometimes when you are focused on something, and I get like that as well. I get annoyed that I have to sleep, that I have to that I have to eat, because I just don't want to stop whatever I was doing. 3A62. It's like a chore, you have to do. Nine zero two. Joy says, I work at the IT department of a big insurance company. In teams, lots of meetings, lots of pressure and stress. Right. I bet you're happy that you're retired. That doesn't sound like fun. To be honest, I kind of know because I work at quite high pressure IT environment as well for many years, and very competitive and everything. But let me see if I can correct this. 1, 2, here. 1, 2. That's correct. All right. Elandria says, I used to love World of Warcraft. Right. Well, I suppose probably any games, maybe, well, I don't know, maybe certain games they kind of probably more addictive. I don't know. I've never played WoW, but I've heard some stories. But I'm pretty sure not every single person plays that game that end up like that. But they're always kind of extreme cases. It's a little fluff there. Joy says, after a burnout and back issues, I decided to retire. Very lucky that it was possible. Yes. I think that kind of environment, you can only do it for so long. I kind of walked away pretty soon. Not so much because it was high pressure. It would just kind of just coincide with other things that happened in my life. Then I just decided that kind of environment just doesn't, it wasn't attractive for me anymore. You know, for a while, I was kind of lured into that high power corporate environment, wanting to be the best of the best, you know. But, and there's nothing wrong wanting to be the best, but, there are prices to pay. And also, are you really the best? Or are you just competing with, in that little small world, thinking that you're the best? Is it an illusion? And I realized that the world is much bigger and there are things I want to do. So I moved on. Oh dear, Joy says, I've got 3 broken vertebrae. What kind of job? Because of the job? Why would it break your bones? Your ribs? Right, so it's probably a weakening of the bones. Oh dear, that cannot be a good job. Doesn't matter what it was. If it's breaking your body, time to move on. Hey, Marsha. Marsha says, quick question, Yogi, what time does your marathon start? Yes, it's going to start tomorrow, okay? New Year's Eve, 9 p.m. UK time. So you can do the conversion. And also I'll send out the schedule, the streaming schedule as soon as I can. And so it's 9 p.m. tomorrow. And we're going to stitch until 7 a.m. UK time as well, so 10 hours. So for you, Marsha, it might be 1st of January already, isn't it? So 9 p.m. UK time. It's probably the next day for you already. Alandra says, in 2026, I'm going shark diving. What is that? You mean diving with sharks? Is it a little bit like swimming with dolphin? So swimming with dolphin, you're swimming with dolphin, clearly. But diving with sharks, does that mean you're offering yourself as shark's lunch? Sounds like it. I don't think in the swim. I don't think there's such a thing as swimming with sharks. I think for sharks you're probably lunch. Alandria. Whose idea is it? Hello, Lotus. Is it Lotus? Hello. So if anybody can read, I think it looks like Spanish. Sorry, I can't read it. I have to guess. Joy says it really was a stitching that pulled me through. I wanted to be able to sit without my arm for support. So I trained my core. Took me over a year to recover. Oh, amazing. Yes. I think stitching for a lot of people is therapeutic. But at the same time, as I said, if the posture is not set up properly, it could create problems as well. So definitely look into the whole setup. Marsha says those cherries are amazing, good enough to eat. I know, they just look so real, don't they? Very juicy cherries. One, two. Callan says, I keep going to my Amazon and debating ordering a stand for the marathon tomorrow. Is it going to arrive tomorrow then, if you order now? Maybe. I think, New Year, they kind of do their delivery as usual. It was a bit slower during Christmas, but I think New Year's kind of everything as usual. Marsha says, I just worked it out. Starts 7 a.m. New Year's Day. That's perfect. Yes, you have to, get up nice and early to join yogi and ready for a spot of stitching. So get, whatever warm up, stretching you have to do, Marsha. Time to stitch. Oh, so Alandria is actually going to swim with sharks. Well, I mean, enjoy it. I'm terrified of, well, not so much terrified of ocean. I'm just not used to. I've been to the beaches a few times, and I'm not the best swimmer. So ocean is not my place of comfort. Ah, Kathy's doing the translation, says good night. Hello. Hello and good night. And good evening. From Spain. Welcome. Joy says, my physical condition is also why recording is difficult, but very happy that I can stitch again. Oh, I see. So that's why Joyce hasn't really done a lot of recording. But I remember even your previous recording, they tend to be quite short anyway. But I can imagine it probably requires some setup. That is going to create, a little bit of a stress for the body as well. But I think for me, I didn't mind the pressure of sort of IT environment. I was quite used to it. To be honest, I didn't really have a lot to compare to because pretty much my whole career as a designer, I work in that environment. So, I'm okay with pressure. I kind of knew what I was doing, okay, hopefully. But it was more of, as I kind of slowly, can I say, moved up to larger companies, the more I noticed I was gradually getting surrounded by a lot of highly competitive people, which is nothing wrong intrinsically, but I think the kind of environment kind of invited and attract certain type of people. They're not the best people, if you know what I mean. They are, I'm pretty sure I probably came across multiple individuals that I would probably categorize as sociopaths. Absolutely. I think I learned the kind of characteristics of sociopaths. They kind of blend into normal environments. They look normal. And a lot of people, quite a few of them, were very popular individuals on the surface. And they only kind of flip when it's the right time, or the wrong time, rather. And I witnessed that for a few times. And it kind of made me feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I don't need that in my life. I don't need individuals like that in my life because I'm very selective with the people I keep in my life and people I call friends. And I just feel me having to go to a workplace, being in very close proximity with these individuals who I do not care for and probably quite weary being around. I just started to question whether I should be in that kind of environment. So gradually, and also, as I said, a few things happened in my life at that time. I really had to kind of find a new way to live. So I walked away from it. So, and that was the best thing I ever did. Because a lot of people probably go, well, that's my livelihood. I rather stay with it, even though it's literally slowly killing me, but I'm getting a paycheck. I get that. It takes some courage to walk away. Callum might be able to get a next day shipping. Yes, I think if you haven't got a stand already and you've spotted a good one, definitely, because you know it's going to help you transform the way you stitch for sure. Lynn says, Yogi, my partner wanted to know why I have to watch Yogi. Said you don't see Yogi, her hands. She's stitching, doesn't like me stitch. What? Lynn? Has your keyboard gone rogue? I don't know what you just said. You don't see Yogi, her hands. She's stitching. He doesn't like me stitching. Is your partner giving you issues, huh? Yogi will have a word with him. I'll sort it out for you. Send him over here. I'll have a word. And Janine says, Yogi is terrified of sea creatures. Yes, what if I'm swimming, in the sea and there's a calamari? Just saying, hello, Yogi, I have hair. Yes, the calamari lady, imagine. Rachel Morton says, I swam with sharks at Typhoon Lagoon in Disney World. Really? You can swim with sharks? Oh dear. It's like, you mean like real sharks, not the sort of, special effects. Karen says, Lena does not seem to be a keeper. Oh, I love it. We're just breaking, relationships here live on Yogi Stream. Sometimes it's all for the best. Just saying. All right then. A32. Marsha says, hubby's birthday today, out for lunch and surf club overlooking beach. And tonight, picnic on the beach watching firework. Oh, sounds lovely. I know Marsha has posted some pictures overlooking her balcony or something. It's literally you're looking at ocean, like a vast ocean view just outside the window. That's amazing. And happy birthday to Marsha husband, Mr. Marsha. That's probably not correct. And, enjoy your day or night on the beach. Joy says, the setup for my floss tube videos would have to be if you're looking over my shoulder. That's what I would have wanted from my mom or aunt. Oh, that's very nice. So literally they just stand next to you and overlooking you working on your project. That's very nice. That explains the kind of camera angle. I think for me, it's more like if you're standing next to me or sitting next to me and you can see my work top down, pretty much. Joy says, I thought I would miss my job, but so far I haven't. It was not just the money. I really thought I was making a difference, but a company can do without me, vice versa. Yeah, I kind of let go of the idea that I'm indispensable. You know, I think for a company, we're all dispensable, really, to be honest. No one is bigger than a company. I think I realized that, you know, earlier on. But I like the idea of making a difference. But gradually working even my line of work, because I'm supposed to be working for users. I design interface that help the users to use the product. But I rarely have direct sort of feedback from the users, not really. And I really miss that direct, connections. And so yoga really kind of fulfill the kind of desire to connect with people that you are serving. So as I'm teaching, I'm serving my students as a guide. And you get that sort of exchange of energy, and it's really, really direct, and it's real. I know it's real. And also with you as well, I think it's a different form of yoga. You know, I'm here talking to you. I know you enjoy it. You come back, and stitch with me. So it's very direct and very simple. A32, and this is how I intend to live. Jinian says, I would love to retire ever since our small company was bought out by a big corporation. It's not the same, and they do not care about any of us, just the money. So wrong. Yes, I kind of look at companies because a lot of times we talk about being loyal to the company or loyalty, vice versa, company to us. But ultimately, it's an entity, it's a commercial entity. And for the company to survive, their priorities are different from sort of person to person interaction. So I think the whole loyalty to the company concept is probably flawed in some way. Just like, I don't know, it's not unconditional, because loyalty is supposed to be unconditional, because you do it for reasons that's above the norm. It's kind of a higher level of emotions. But ultimately, if you look at it really plain, quite realistically, it's a commercial entity. Ultimately, they have to make profit. So you are just part of that. Not saying that your part is not important, but it's only as important as the company, as long as they need you and see you as important. So for whatever reason, if they don't think you are important anymore or serving, providing the value, then, people are letting go or, made redundant or whatever. So personally, I would not be offended because I see it very, very clearly. That's what companies are. They don't owe me anything. I don't owe them anything. So it's a mutually beneficial relationship, and it's working only when it's working. If it's not, then, you know, we can go bye-bye. So. Seven, eight, three, 7A3. 7A3. Hey, Jess. Jess says, this design is so beautiful, beautifully detailed. About how long does it take to complete a project such as this? I know some guys in the chat, they're laughing right at this moment. Jess, I don't know how long it takes. It is probably quite individual. I think for a regular size, I can only give you some indication for some stitches. They're quite fast, but also maybe stitch one project at a time. A piece like this will probably take about 2 years if you stitch it quite regularly. But personally, I don't know because, you know, I have not finished this type of projects yet. Solar Wind says, Yogi, you must have been very good. You sounded like you had a lot of confidence. Oh, that's very kind of you, Solar. Yes, whether I was good or not, I'll let someone else to judge. But yes, I like to think I work very hard, and also I love what I do. You know, design-wise, I was just not very inspired by the type of environment I was in, but I love design, and that's very kind of you to say that. Yes, I agree with you, Joyce. Well, I think it's about putting things in perspective, you know, because some people, particularly at work, when they're working for a company for a long time, they come to have this idea of the company should be loyal to them or treat them so well that they can never be fired. If they get made redundant or somehow they don't get a promotion they want, they start to think that like the company have something against them. And it doesn't really work like that because company, again, is a commercial entity ultimately, and it can only survive if what you're providing and what they're looking for are equal, right? So, so if for any reason that's not the case anymore, either you walk or they let you go, and it's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. Marsha says, just retired from a casual job of 15 years and not a thank you, not a goodbye, not a goodbye. They didn't say goodbye. Goodbye is free, you know. Oh dear. Okay. You're not replaceable number. You're only replaceable number now. So glad to figure the figures have gone down there since. Yes. Yeah, I suppose they could have said goodbye, couldn't they? It doesn't cost them anything. Yes. But it's also a reflection of the company culture as well, you know. But if you were there for 15 years, you must have liked it in some way. Landra says, I used to work at a small agriculture university that had been there for 125 years, and it felt like a family. Sure, we had management problems, but we cared and we rallied, and we got absorbed by a much larger, okay, that cut off, but I'm guessing just much larger entity. That can happen. Janine says that's it. Everyone is replaceable. Yes, they have to make money, but to treat existing workers who care about resort is just disheartening. Yes, I think it's a tough one. Yes, I can totally understand the sentiment. No one wants to feel they're just, you know, dispensable and not important. So in a way, if you think about it, you need to find value that cannot be taken away, and you have to think about what that is. So that validation maybe shouldn't come from outside, because we have no control over what other people treat, you know, how other people treat us, how companies operate. You know, a company can do really well and then get sold to another entity for whatever reason, and new managements come in. They have different ideas. They don't know you, you know, and you're just a number. So I think it's about finding that value from maybe from within that cannot be taken away, you know, just like peace. Because I have worked in studios, yoga studios, that have noises coming from the outside. And it was a really good lesson for me and the students as well. Because sometimes if you work, there's certain gyms and studios, they might have other activities going on, and it can be very noisy. So how do you find peace? And so it's a good lesson when you're in an environment that is working against you. And it's the greatest time to practice. How do you find that place that's that is there, and also it's not being influenced and cannot be taken away by another person or by the environment? So how do you find peace? So very often when I work at sort of studios, so there's a little bit, you know, it's got music coming from the outside or people working out from the gym, etc. Is for them to tune within. Just like I like to think, you know, yoga is something that you can practice peacefully, just as peaceful as if you're on a beautiful beach or a beautiful forest. You can feel that same kind of peace, and even if you're being locked up in a prison cell, because when the external cannot affect you, the peace you have is yours. So so my work, you know, for myself, is to find that place that I know who I am and I know where I am. And I know I have the peace in my mind, and that place I can always go, that you cannot take it away. No one can. So, and also same thing with validation. You know, it's probably a lifelong work, but it's about finding validation that's coming from within as well. So you know, sometimes people just mean to you or, you know, treat you badly. It doesn't affect you. So. Jess says, what program do you use to define a section you're using? Do you mean my app? If you're referring to my markup app, it's called Saga. It's called Cross Stitch Saga. And I'm running it on my iPad. So it's an iOS app. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of 3822. 3822. Marsha says, I love my job. A sick family needed help. Now I have more time for yogi stitching. Wonderful. See, it all worked out well. Yes, because we have people who are at work all the time when we're streaming, and they're kind of going, oh, I wish I could go home and stitch with yogi. Marsha, you're there. Yes, go for it, Jess. You know, don't worry too much about completion time. You know, just start a project and just enjoy it while you're doing it. That's it. That's all you have to worry about. So these ones I think I've done. Oh, these ones are done. Am I correct? No, this one. Karen Sandland says, I am so glad I work for a non-profit. So these ones, I think I'm done. Three, 8, 2, 2. Maddie, yes, we are still stitching. Let me have a look. Yes, it's 20 past midnight. Yes, time flies when I'm stitching with you. Yes, it's past midnight. And Maddie has finished dinner. So I'm going to pick one more color, okay? So this is a training session before our marathon tomorrow. So my last color would be, it's going to be 729. 729. Maddie says I'm rearranging my cross-stitching room. It's about 5:21 p.m. Oh, lucky you, still. So that's a very early dinner then. I just turned around and I saw Dolly just sitting there in the corridor. And she's not coming into the room. Dolly, have you forgotten your job today? Oh, now she's gone. Grace Houston, hello. Grace says, Yogi, what area of your fabric will you be starting sleep time? Grace, I'm not going to tell you. You have to find out tomorrow. It's a secret. Okay? I'm not going to give you the fabric count. I'm not going to give you the a starting point. Okay? Grace, you have to find out tomorrow, real time. Clickbait. Joy says, I just finished another patch of my battle. I'm loving this more and more. Yes, Joyce, I saw your web. Are you doing the checkerboard thing? Because even though they're quite large, they're like 4 blocks at a time, but you're doing checkerboard, aren't you? And yes, it's beautiful pattern, but it's better you than me. Because no way I'll survive those colors. I'll probably just go blind. But that's a beautiful start. Yes, Joyce, this is training session, okay? You have to prime your body and your fingers for the marathon. Okay, I'm going to do my last stitch here. Jess says, I work from home. It's challenging to keep work and home separate. I'm switching devices. I'll be back shortly. Yes, it's hard to have that sort of, boundary between work and living, just regular home time. I think, whenever I ever work from home, back in those days, I tend to work longer hours because you don't get off work. You just keep going till 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock or something. $7.29. Susan, score start. Keep guessing. And Grace Houston, yes, of course. Grace says, I'm starting sleep time too. I was just curious. Yes, Grace, I know. And I'm not going to ask you either, which corner or which part of the chart you're going to start. We're going to find out together tomorrow. Laura says, I think Yogi would do a middle start. Joy says, I'm doing areas that fit my tablet best and avoiding stitching all the sky at once. I know, there's a lot of sky and everything's foggy, isn't it? That piece, the battleship piece. Oh, very, very brave. Very, very brave. So there you go, guys. Let me zoom out and give you a summary of what I've done today. So it's been a little while since I stitched this piece. So it's a happy return, happy return. And I'm really happy to come back to the cherries and the cherry pie. And it's so pretty and so delicious to stitch. As Suzanne says, squirrel start. There are only so many corners you can do in the left, right, top, bottom, and center. One of them has got to, be able to guess it correctly. Oh, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe there are other options. No hints, no hints. And oh, Lona, Yogi, did you get a regular super size? Yes, it's a super size. Super size and max colors. So, all right. So, summary for you. So this piece is called Vintage Baker by Aimee Stewart. Quite a lot of you probably don't know this piece, okay? It's a hidden gem. And there's another piece I think someone mentioned earlier on. It's called Retro Baker as well. So this one, let me show you the mock-up. So I am on the upper left where the cherry pie is, and I'm working on the pie today. But let me show you my sort of my chart here, so you get to see all the areas in its entirety of the completion area. Okay, so this is regular size, regular colors, and this is where I am. So I've been working slowly but surely toward the right side, following the top border and just finding interesting locations and an object to stitch. So today I'm doing a little bit of pie stitching. It's been long overdue, and hopefully because I erased this chart for some reason and all the progress, so it took me a while to kind of have the courage to come back, and hopefully I'll catch up with all the stitches on the chart here and get it updated correctly. So let me show you my number of stitches here. Okay. Oh no, Photo Junk says, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think the stitches you did are off. Which ones? The last ones. Hush, hush, Photo Junk. It's too late. The boat has sailed, okay? And Yogi is going to wrap up. If there are just a couple of stitches, Yogi is going to fudge, okay? Photo Junk, thank you for mentioning. Keep it to yourself. Do not tell the chat, okay? They're gonna lynch me with pink frogs and even the green ones, all right? Just keep it quiet, just between you and me. So, let's have a look at today's stitches, okay? Are you ready? Let's go. Oh, today Yogi has completed 306. I told you, Photo Junk, this is what happens. As soon as you mention errors and the pink frog's going to come up, oh dear, oh no, is this how we're going to end today's session? No, no, no. Can someone just flash me a dolly emoji, okay? Today is the last day you're able to use Christmas edition of Yogi emoji. Tomorrow we're going to transition into New Year dolly, okay? So flash the dolly for Yogi. Let's have a beautiful ending and erase the pink frogs from your memory. Go. Yes, and see what you've done there, Photo Junk. And yes. Yes, Photo Junk is trying to redeem herself or himself, okay, by sending a heart. But the damage is done, okay? 305, 3205. Yes, the heart is coming too late. Yes, and yes, oh, Dolly, yes, Dolly Love is coming. Yes, today's the final day for the Christmas Dolly. Okay, tomorrow we're going to welcome the New Year Dolly. Okay, this is how we wrote here. So, yes, Joy says, so the pie misses a few crumbs. Yes, who cares? It's still a delicious pie here. Okay, so guys, just in case you don't know, in case you just came across this channel, we're doing a marathon tomorrow, okay? All the stitching athletes here are all primed and ready and going to come back. And we're going to reconvene tomorrow. And so 9 p.m., okay, 9 p.m. UK time. And that's when we start. So get the body ready and carb loading and whatever you have to do. And meet me here tomorrow. So from the sleepy London town, Yogi signing out. And until tomorrow, the marathon, see you then. 99. Bye-bye. Love you all. Bye.